Hey Pearls, this is Shandip Sharkar, son of Ma and Vuli Shankara, the ultimate guide from the ultimate core of justice led by the Nemesis to show you the light to knowing what you should do and how, what should be the basis of your reactions and how you should rectify your behavioral responses and reactions accordingly. And heartiest thanks from the deepest core of my heart for listening to me on my Shandip Astrology YouTube channel dedicated to bringing to you all the odds regarding Vedic Hindu astrology or Nadi astrology. And this is only for the purpose of enriching your insight for a better kind of living too. Now, this morning, the topic of astrologization is going to be the significance of the seventh house. The impact of the seventh house or the lessons that we will have to learn from the seventh house for a better living, for moving forward to the right track so that we won't have to face the wrath of the traffic police, so that we may feel the bliss of material abundance that Mother Earth has been offering for all of us. This is an interesting topic. It is interesting because seventh house is the things right in front of you. Seventh house is the things right in front of you. Seventh house is the things that you are encountering with while moving forward in your day-to-day life. Seventh house are the things that you will have to deal with, you will have to manage with. As we all know, first house is our ascendant, is our very self, and seventh house is directly and exactly 180 degree opposite from the ascendant, depicting the environment, depicting the surrounding, depicting the universe we are existing in, depicting the people we are encountering with, we are dealing with. Now, seventh house. Now we cannot survive without managing things. We cannot survive without dealing with others. So it is also for this reason that seventh house is also considered the house of relations. It is the house of the spouse. Here you will have to understand the deeper meaning of the term spouse. Spouse is not only your marital spouse. Spouse refers to things or persons you are encountering with. Suppose you are talking with your boss. Now your boss is your spouse. Again, seventh house is really the universe or the surrounding or the environment you are existing in, and your capability of managing the stuffs in it, your capability of dealing the things in it with your intelligence. And here you'll have to understand that the way you will react, the world of Maya or the universe you are existing in will react in the same way. And based on your reactions, your prarabdha will get accumulated in the diary of the Nemesis, and here you will get in amazement to knowing that that very diary is given to the Nemesis from the Lord Shiva. Now, let's understand it in this way that according to your prarabdha, Nemesis has sent you amid things to deal with, to manage with your intelligence. And here you have to understand that Nemesis has not done this only for the purpose of punishing you, but it has done that to teach you the necessary lessons required for rectifying your behavioral representations or reactions, ultimately leading you to perfecting your very self. Now, before taking this discussion forward, you'll have to understand few astrological calculations that seventh house is the 10th house from the 10th house, and 10th house is the house of our deeds, is the house of our karma. So being the 10th house from the 10th house, 7th house is a reflection of our karma, is really the reflection of our karma. So you can take 7th house as the house of illusory representations of situations you are in now. Is the illusory representations of the situations presented in front of you only for the purpose of teaching you about the mistakes that you had been committing through cycle of births, and thus rectifying your behavioral reactions and responses towards this world of Maya, towards the universe, or towards the surrounding you are existing in, especially towards your spouse, towards your marital spouse, and ultimately perfecting your very self. So 7th house is nothing but the mere representation, mere illusory representation of the situations you are facing, you are in now at this very moment. And Newton understood this very truth many years back and ended up writing that every action bears a direct and opposite reaction, which is recognized or known quite remarkably as Newton's third law. So here you'll have to understand that the software of presenting the illusory representations in terms of, in the shape of situations in front of you on the basis of your product, are built in such a way that the stuffs of this world of Maya, that the stuffs of the universe you are existing in, has no capacity of self-reacting. I mean to say that the situations or every single stuff, including all the people you are encountering with, cannot react till they are reacted. They will react only after they are reacted. And it is because of the fact that they are not real. They are the mere reflection of the real. They are the surreal. They are the illusory representations of the real. And the real thing is you. So that is also the concept of surrealism or the metaverse. So the concept of surrealism or the metaverse, or everything that modern science is now trying to research more and more, can easily be understood from the 7th house of the universal natal chart of Kalpurusha. It is so simple as this, and this guide from the ultimate code of the nemesis can do this very easily, and it is as easy as pulling radish from wet weather. Now, here you have to understand that 7th house is nothing but the mere illusory representations of the situations that you are facing now, is the mere representations of the illusory representations of the situations coming to you in terms of reactions from your spouse, from everyone you are encountering with. Now, how you should see this world of Maya, or how you should behave and react, and most importantly, what you should do towards rectifying your behavioral responses and reactions on the basis of the realization of the mistakes that you had been committing through cycle of births, cycle of previous births, can very easily be depicted from the 7th house, and I can do that very easily from every natal chart. And you will also be able to do that if you go through, if you understand the basic patterns Nadi astrology works. So it can rightly be interpreted in this way that 7th house is the mere reflection of what we are doing, of our deeds. It is nothing else other than this. Again, 10th house is also the house of the recognition, so it can also be interpreted in this way that the recognition of your efforts towards self-expressing the skills you have got as a reward to your product at the time of your birth is entirely dependent on your behavioral reactions and responses towards this world of Maya, and especially towards your spouse, towards every woman, especially those who are pregnant or who are about to become mothers. That way you will react, things will start happening in front of you in the same way. It is as simple as this, and this guide from the ultimate code of the nemesis can show you what you should do and how. What should be the basis of the reaction, what should be the basis of bringing about change in terms of your behavioral reactions and responses, and how should change those. And from the ultimate code of the nemesis, I have been sent to spread this message only for the reason that during the time period of Saraswati, traffic police won't have to reach out to you to teach you lessons, and which may appear to you as a wrath from the traffic police. And it is very clearly evident, will become very clearly evident from the fact, if you try to understand it closely, that the reactions, that the situations or the troubles or the hindrances or the challenges are not the same in terms of everyone. Situations may be tough or smooth or varies from person to person. It is for this reason that these situations are the lessons to be learned, and everyone does not require the same kind of lesson to be taught. So, you may take everything that you are encountering, every single second that you are facing situations or facing this or that, is nothing but the mere representation of the mere illusory representations. They are illusions, mere illusory representations of situations presented to you, presented in front of you as a result of the mistakes, as a result of your product, and only for the purpose of making you aware of the mistakes that you had been consistently committing through cycle of previous births, so that you are able to bring about rectification in your attitude, in your behavioral reactions towards perfecting your very self. And it is the very purpose of the ultimate core of the nemesis. Now, let's understand one more thing that you'll have to understand the very thing that, okay, first answer me one thing, that have you chosen the family that you are born into? Have you chosen your siblings? Have you chosen your surrounding you are born into? I think the answer will be no. Now, have you chosen your friends? I think the answer will be yes. Have you chosen your office, the place where you work? I think the answer will be yes, at least to some extent of 90%. Now, though you have chosen your friends, you have to understand that your friends are real, but the reactions or the responses that you are getting from your friends are not real. They are presented in front of you in such a way to teaching you the necessary lessons required for you, making you understand or aware of the mistakes that you had been consistently committing through cycle of previous births. You may have chosen the sphere of your profession, you may have chosen the office you are going to work, you may have chosen the office on the basis of your friends working there, or you may have also chosen your colleagues. These things are real, but the reactions or the approaches that you will get or you will receive from them are not real. They are illusory representations. You may have chosen your spouse in terms of arranged marriage, though Though I'll tell you, it is only for the purpose of sharing opinion. It is only for the purpose of argument. But the real fact is that your spouse is also the result of your product, and she is coming to you or presented to you as only a resultant of the product of your behavioral reaction responses towards on the basis of the behavioral reactions and responses that you have shown towards your spouse through cycle of previous births, and to make you understand the mistakes you have done for the purpose of letting you rectify those in this existing birth. And the super kind nemesis will keep on giving you this kind of second chances from time and time again from birth after birth till you understand your mistakes. But the process will really be painful. So where I was telling you that you may have chosen your spouse in terms of arranged marriage. Let's suppose it, at least for the sake of argument. You may have chosen your colleagues. So these are real, but the reactions that you will receive or the responses that you will receive from them are not real. They are illusory representations. They are illusory representations, and you will also, in terms of worst predicament, I am taking into consideration the worst kind of scenarios. Your spouse or your colleagues will behave with you in such a way to hitting your temperament to such a level that you are forced to show your frustration at them and making you get to the position where you will have to suffer the results of showing your frustration. So you have to understand that your spouse, your colleagues are real, but the responses and the reactions that you are getting from them are not real. They are illusory representations. So what you will have to do, you will have to simply cut the curtain, or remove the black curtain from your eyeballs, persistent present before your eyeballs. You have to remove that black curtain first. You have to see the reality through the illusory representations. You'll have to cut the illusion with illusion. Then you have to understand what nemesis is trying to make you understand, and thus rectifying your behavioral responses and reaction towards your spouse, towards your society, toward everything you are encountering every single second whilst existing in this world of Maya. And believe me that your romantic behavioral expressions spreading the message of caring and showing tenderness, showing love, showing the protection of love towards your spouse can do wonders in minutes, can do wonders quite magically, can do wonders even in Saraswati, what cannot be done even by thousands of dollars spent for real gemstones. These are the karmic patterns mentioned in Nadi astrology from the Vedic Hindu astrology. You have to understand that. So, 7th house is really nothing but the mere representation of the illusory situations presented in front of you to teaching you the necessary lessons required for your understanding, or for making you understand the mistakes which formed your product for this existing birth. And here you will have to understand one more thing, that you have heard, or all of us have seen, that we'll have to struggle a lot. There are so many examples of successful people becoming successful after a lot of struggle. Or you may also have faced so many enemies. You may also have faced the tricks and challenges from your competitors, and these are represented by the sixth house. So here you will also have to understand these challenges, these hindrances in your road towards becoming successful are also the mere representation of illusions. And your subconscious mind is getting succumbed to such kind of illusions only because of your product. So you cannot break the boundaries of these illusions. What you can do, you can see through that. You'll have to understand, you should wait or stop a bit every single time before reacting. You should not react instantly. Just simply hold your reactions for a second, for a minute, and then react. Just first try to understand the things that are coming to you are not real. They are illusory representations to teaching you lessons. So what you will have to do, just use all your fighting spirits to calming yourself down and holding your reactions at least for a minute before reacting to the situations that you are facing. Because you'll have to understand that the situations that you are in now are facing is not real. They are illusory representations for the purpose of teaching you lessons. Now, if you committed to reacting instantly, you'll have to face the outcomes that are nothing but as a result of the mistakes that you had done in your previous births. So the very remedy is to understanding the illusory representations getting present in front of you in terms of situations, and then rectifying those on the basis of your, and then holding your reactions for at least 30 seconds or 40 seconds or 60 seconds, and then after clear understanding of those situations you should react, and you will see all the challenges or the hindrances will start getting evaporated like mist from your road quite magically. It is simple as it, and that is the significance of the seventh house. And here I am trying to make you understand this very fact. There is nothing, no problem, because Mother Earth is so kind, the ultimate creator is so kind, and it is always trying to bless you, all the material bliss in the midst of abundance that she has in offer for all of her children. She is always trying to do that, but we are not understanding because we are getting succumbed to those illusory representations as a result of her product. So try to understand this fact and hold your reactions at least for 40 or 50 seconds and then react. It will change your course of life. So this was the astrologization of the significance of the seventh house, and if this video has been of any kind of help to any of you, enriching your insights into a better living, so do hit the subscribe button, giving thousands and thousands of likes on if I deserve that, because my product will also be calculated in terms of getting likes from you, because my audience are real. You are real. Listening to me, you are real, but your responses and your reactions will not be real. They will be illusory representations of the situations as a result of my purpose, only to make you understand, make myself understand about the mistakes that I had been committing through cycle of previous births. It is as simple as this, and whatever happens to you happens for everyone in this world of Maya. Don't think that things are happening only to you, but you will have to understand that whatever happens to you, whatever is happening to you, is happening to you, everyone existing in this world of Maya. It is as simple as this. So, again, thank you, Ma, and I'm sorry. Thank you for enabling me towards spreading this message in front of all of you. And thanks to all of my audience for listening to me on my Shundipi Astrology YouTube channel. Again, Ma, very, very thank you, and I'm sorry. Thank you.